Hi butterflies, welcome to my garden. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And now let's get into the video. Hi my butterflies, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this to whoever you think might be able to benefit from this. And yeah, let me know. So, I'm going to skip the clapping because what I'm talking about, it's a little bit more serious. And yeah, so this is just a little PSA to all the straight men who are also trans oriented as well. And this is just a PSA not to put them on blast, but just to remind them that there's certain things that you should consider when it comes to dealing with trans people. So this is why I said straight men who are trans oriented. So this is being specific to those men that like us or are attracted to us. Now, number one, you are not entitled to our bodies. That's number one. And what I mean by that is, yes, you might be attracted to a trans girl. You might be interested or be infatuated with a trans girl. However, that doesn't give you the entitlement to her body unless she's comfortable with it. Like, you're not entitled to know what I may or may not have. You're not entitled to know what procedures I've had done to my body. It's not an entitlement just because you find me attractive. And that's what I mean by you're not entitled to our bodies. Now, if I choose to share my details with you, if I choose to be intimate with you, that's up to me. You know, you're not doing me a favor because you're attracted to me. It's not a favor to me. It's not a validation for my existence. That's number one. Now, number two, consent is sexy. Yeah, that is already self-explanatory. And if you don't know the meaning of what consent is, then you're the problem. You need Jesus. Get help. Number three, setting boundaries is a form of self-preservation. If a girl is setting boundaries with you, it's not because she has a problem with you. It's because she's just not comfortable getting to a certain point with you. She's not comfortable discussing certain things. She's not comfortable going to a certain place. It doesn't necessarily have to do with you per se. It's just a personal thing. So setting boundaries is a form of self-preservation. It's a form of self-care, actually. You know, if I say, oh, I'm not comfortable going to that area, it's not because I have a problem with you going there. It's just a problem that I don't feel comfortable. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. That's just the reason why I'm setting boundaries. Like, I want to have you in my life, but I need you to know this is my limit and these are my boundaries. That's all. That's all it is. And I think that doesn't necessarily just apply to trans-oriented men. I think it should just apply to everybody, period. When people set boundaries with you, it's just a form of self-preservation. It's a form of self-care for the person, not you. Now, number four, and this is a serious one. Don't project your fantasy on us. Like, it's unfair and it's unrealistic, because I know there's a lot of trans-oriented men who were introduced to the existence of trans bodies via pornography, and that's fine. However, you should understand that just because you fantasized about, you know, being intimate with a trans body doesn't necessarily mean that we are obligated to live up to your fantasy, because if it goes both ways. I could project my fantasy on you based on the images that I've seen or my expectations of men, but that wouldn't be fair. So vice versa, don't project your fantasy on us. It all stems from a very simple conversation. Like when you're approaching intimacy with a trans person, I think it doesn't matter how many trans women you've been with in the past, it doesn't matter your experience or lack of experience. I think you should approach intimacy with anyone with a touch of humility. It starts with a simple conversation. What are you into? What is your, like, what are you into? What makes you tick? You know, what gets you going? Like, it starts with just conversation and communication. Like, you know, what is your thing? What are you into? There's nothing wrong with asking that, especially if you genuinely care for this person, or if you're attracted to this person and you're interested in pursuing some form of relationship like that involves a sexual relation. It helps. It solves a lot of problems. It saves a lot of trouble to have those conversations, as awkward as it might seem at first. So that's that about that. And then the fifth one is, this is just something that a lot of men should know, a lot of trans-oriented men. A lot of us transition to experience mental euphoria. We didn't transition to increase our proximity to men. And what I mean by that is, we didn't transition to get your attention. We didn't transition to increase your attraction to us. We transitioned, a lot of us anyway, I can only speak for myself, and a lot of people will be able to relate, I'm sure. A lot of us transition for mental euphoria. I personally, this is not to brag on myself, before transitioning, I never had a problem getting a man's attention, landing a man. I never had a problem. I've been fat, I've been skinny, I've had long hair, I've had shaved head. I never had a problem landing a man. So when I transitioned, I did not transition with men in my mind. I transitioned with me on my mind. I transitioned with my peace of mind on my mind. I transitioned from my mental health. I transitioned from mental euphoria, not to increase my proximity to men. Because ultimately, having a man, a good man, a really good man is a beautiful thing. However, I stand by this, I don't think that having a man is the prize. Because by nature, and by biology, men are the hunters. So I don't believe in women chasing after men. I believe a woman, a good woman, me, for example, I'm a good woman. I am the prize. Okay? So I didn't transition to increase my proximity to men, and I'm sure there's a lot of women like me who would agree as well, if we're being honest. So that's that. And this is no offense to all the wonderful men, because I'm sure there's a lot of wonderful men that love us. There's a lot of amazing men that respect us. There's a lot of men that genuinely care for our well-being. This is not an offense to those men. This is just a general PSA to men everywhere, and women who are able to pick apart points from what I'm saying can also draw some wisdom from the things that I've stated so far, because this is just a blanket statement to everyone who might be genuinely interested or curious in getting to know a trans person. So there's that, and that's all I have to say for now. Trust and believe there's more to come, but I'll just keep this short. And so far, anybody who has a problem with anything I've said, oh well, go fly a kite. Or better yet, you can kiss the blackest part of my behind, okay? Of my black transgender ass. And I'll just leave it at that, okay? So until then, be kind to one another, spread love, keep the peace, and more importantly, protect your energy, and I'll see you real soon. So fly high, my butterflies. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye.